It's very tough because there's only one, there's a pot of money. It's not an unlimited, bottomless pit of money. So what do? Do you penalise the sports that have done well? Do you say, well, you've won lots of gold medals, so you don't need as much money now? I think you'd get the sports that were performing well, they would complain if they had their funding cut. But equally, how do the sports that aren't performing well, how do they have that chance to improve? It's a catch-22 really. I think a potential answer is getting private sponsorship out with, getting corporate backing in addition to the lottery funding, in addition to the sort of national funding, and for sports like basketball that are professional sports that have a very high media presence in countries like America. If they could sort of use that, benefit from that, then potentially they could support themselves without having to have extra lottery funding. But it's a tough one because everybody wants it, everybody deserves it. There's an argument on both sides, but yeah, it's not easy.
It's always very difficult when you're funding programs at elite level, especially when you've got to travel to be able to do it. Is most of the summer sports is that we can do within the UK, and you develop from school kids, from clubs, and work your way up. Where something like a skeleton, bobsleigh, of luge, even the alpine skiing events, is that we're not brought up on a mountain. We're not going to have that opportunity. So there is a very strong argument that we should be concentrating on sports that we can do at home, and saying, well, we're not an alpine nation. Why are we putting so much money into sports? Well, of I think Holland were fifth last time I looked on the medal table. Well, they certainly don't have any mountains. We do have of winter resorts. We do have skiing up in the Cairngorms, so that there is there, but there should be of it something that we can develop sports where more mass people can get involved, that widen the base. And if you widen the base of people having a go at sports, the chances are the pyramid, you're going to get people more in depth at the top end of the pyramid. So it's being about of using the assets that you have in your own country, instead of saying, right, that we're going to have an alpine team, that they've got to travel. But when you're comparing to Austria, Switzerland, Canada, of France, Germany, America, where they're living on the mountains in their mountain area, is that kids are skiing in their ski clubs every week. They're having competitive races every weekend. Now, we can't do that. That's not saying that we can't find somebody that's going to be a downhill champion or a slalom champion, but the chances of finding that person is going to be really difficult. And even my own sport of rowing is that because of the scholarships out in America, is a lot of our good juniors are being sucked out into the American collegiate system, and taking them away from the potential under 23 national team being able to compete at the Olympics. It is a balance. It is that when you have of great athletes and they're winning medals, especially gold medals, it draws more people in. One of the reasons that we're good at skeleton is that of the national push start area is at Bath, and because we win medals and people watch it at the games, they think, oh, why can't I do that? If she or he can win medals, why can't I? And it's one of those sports that you come into an older age anyway. It's not as important of competing, and all those athletes have been doing other sports up until that time.